There's absolute chaos everywhere after Mike Tyson just savagely attacked Jake Paul. Iron Mike just lost it. After Jake had the audacity to declare himself the best fighter in the world, Tyson snapped. We're talking full-on, savage attack. The press conference went from 0 to 100 real quickly. Tyson wasn't having it. He absolutely exploded. And let's just say, Jake Paul is going to remember this day for a long time. This is bigger than a boxing match now. It's a full-blown grudge feud. All hell has broken loose, and we're here to bring you every punch, every shove, and every word of this explosive confrontation. The boxing world is holding its breath, waiting to see what happens next. This is boxing at its most brutal, and it's about to get a whole lot wilder. Let's break it down.
But once he's in that ring, he has to fight like his life is dependent on it.
So the hype for Mike and Jake's upcoming heavyweight clash just reached fever pitch. The excitement was already through the roof for this clash of the eras, but after this new altercation, things have escalated to a whole different level. Let's just say that Jake poked the bear and Mike wasn't able to keep his hands to himself. Come on, the problem child knew who he was dealing with, but you know Jake. He's known for his loudmouth approach and brash personality. The Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson press conference was supposed to be hype, right? But it turned into a straight-up brawl. Can you believe it? Jake, with his big mouth, actually called himself the king of boxing. Like, dude, are you serious? Mike, the absolute legend, wasn't about to let that slide. The Iron Man lost his cool and went ham on Jake. It was like a scene out of a movie, but this was real life. Tyson was not playing around. Jake got a taste of his own medicine with a black eye. Ouch, this is bigger than a fight now. It's personal. Mike Tyson just showed the world who's boss. Now, let's talk about Mike Tyson for a second. This guy is a legend, straight up. We're talking youngest heavyweight champ ever, undefeated streak for years, knocking out everyone in sight. He was the baddest man on the planet. Tyson redefined what it meant to be a heavyweight. From Evander Holyfield to Michael Spinks, he crushed everyone in his path. Of course, Iron Mike wasn't going to let a newbie boxer get on a stage and put him on a blast. Jake's boxing career started 2 seconds ago, so him calling out the biggest name in the game without putting any respect on it rubbed the whole boxing community the wrong way, especially Mike Tyson, who's fuming with anger. So Jake's been on cloud 9 ever since his latest showdown in the ring against Mike Perry. Yeah, these two stepped into the ring on July 20th for one interesting fight, and Jake has claimed himself the king of the sport ever since he picked up this win. 6-round KO against Mike Perry. 3 knockdowns, the whole 9 yards. He's acting like he just conquered the world. But let's be real for a second. Was that really that impressive? Mike Perry, while tough, isn't exactly a boxing mastermind. This whole fight felt like a carefully orchestrated show. Jake's team picked an opponent they knew he could handle, and that's exactly what happened. It's like they're building this perfect record, fighting guys who are easy targets. The boxing world isn't fooled, though. We've seen this movie before. It's not about skill or heart. It's about picking your opponents. And right now, Jake's opponents are looking weaker and weaker. I mean, he's got a knack for weak opponents, and the proof is all over Jake's record. The guy's fought a bunch of guys who are either past their prime or have no real boxing experience. We're talking about YouTubers, basketball players, and MMA fighters who are way out of their depth. Let's be real. Beating up a washed-up athlete with no boxing background doesn't make you a legend. It's like comparing a pro wrestler to a UFC champion. Jake's got wins against the likes of Ben Askren, Tyron Woodley, and Nate Robinson. Impressive, right? Not really. These guys are tough competitors, but they're not boxers. The guy thinks he's the king of boxing, but let's be real. We got guys like Usyk, Fury, and Canelo out there winning belts and dominating the sport. These are real fighters, legends in the making. And then you got Jake Paul, who hasn't even fought a real pro yet. Yeah, he fought Tommy Fury, but let's be honest, that's not exactly fighting the top of the food chain. Fury's got talent, but he's not a world champion. Jake hasn't even had a title shot. He's years, maybe even decades away from being in the same league as those guys. Calling himself the king of boxing? That's delusional at best. It's like a little league player saying he's better than LeBron James. We all know Mike Tyson, aka Iron Mike, is famous not just for his devastating punches, but also for his no-holds-barred trash talk. Recently, Mike absolutely roasted Jake Paul and warned him that he was going to finish him. Mike usually avoids trash talk because he believes in punching hard in real time, unlike Jake, who seems to have a black belt in yapping. But this time, Jake pushed Mike too far. During a recent interview, Mike dropped a bomb about his diet, saying he eats raw meat to stay young and powerful. When Demon Elliott asked about his secret, Mike replied, Raw meat, like seriously, Mike, you're eating raw meat. Are you swallowing it or what? Remember, you used to spit that stuff out. I might have to eat it now because my opponent's gonna be raw meat.
Raw meat. Seriously, Mike, you're eating raw meat? Are you swallowing it, or remember you used to spit that stuff out?
I'm gonna have to eat it now because my opponent.
Oh man, Mike's trash talk is as legendary as his knockout punches. He's always had a way with words that make you sit up and pay attention. Remember back in 2000 after beating Lowe? He said, "I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious, the most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one who can stop me." That was aimed at Lennox Lewis. Mike's words weren't just for show. They were meant to intimidate, and they worked. Now, Jake Paul, full of confidence, came out swinging with, "Jake Paul, Jake Paul, Jake Paul, I like that. Hey, I hope y'all keep that same energy when I knock this old man the race out."
Come on, fuck Jake Paul. 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 I like that shit. Yeah. Hey, I hope y'all keep that same energy when I knock this old man the fuck out.
The press conference was wild. The crowd was roasting Jake Paul left, right, and center. Imagine standing there trying to look tough while people are shouting and booing you to your face. Jake probably wished he could mute everyone with a remote control, but nope, he had to stand there and take it. Now, Mike Tyson hasn't held back his punches when it comes to Jake Paul. He's gone straight for the body, calling Paul everything from a social media clown to a fraud. Tyson's been straight up brutal, saying Paul is all hype and no fight, and that he's cherry-picking opponents. It's like Tyson is watching this whole thing unfold with popcorn, ready to drop another mic drop moment every time Paul opens his mouth. He's been calling Paul out for ducking real fights, saying he's scared to step in the ring with a real boxer. Tyson's like, "You want to talk trash? Let's see you back it up." He's basically dared Paul to step up and prove himself, but so far it seems like Paul's playing it safe. Tyson's even dissed Paul's boxing skills, saying he's got all the fundamentals of a 5-year-old. It's like Tyson is saying, "I built this sport. I know what real boxing is. And you, young buck, are just a flash in the pan." He's demanding respect from the younger generation, saying they need to pay their dues and earn their stripes. Tyson's not playing games. He's here to set the record straight and put these new age boxers in their place. Jake's calling Mike an old man is a direct challenge. Sure, Jake's got youth on his side, but Mike's got experience, power, and a history of turning trash talkers into believers. This new age of boxing, where flashy promotions and bold statements take center stage, shows a big shift from traditional respect and decorum. But Mike, he wasn't having any of it. He shot back with, "I don't know if he's in his prime. He's fat. He should be lean and mean. He's fat and funky."
He's fat. He should be lean and mean. He's fat and funky.
We can't ignore Jake Paul's tough guy act. The guy's got this whole persona going on, like he's the baddest dude on the planet. But let's be real, deep down, he's probably sweating bullets. After that Mike Perry fight, the boxing world called him out big time. Everyone's saying he's all hype and no fight. Now he's got to face Mike Tyson, the real deal. Can you imagine the pressure? I think Jake's trying to build himself up before the Tyson fight, acting like he's the king of boxing. It's like he's trying to convince himself as much as everyone else. But we all know the truth. He's probably praying for an escape plan, hoping Tyson gets injured or something. Jake wants out of this fight bad. That's why he's acting so cocky, trying to avoid the inevitable. We'll see if his tough guy act holds up when he's in the ring with Iron Mike. Mike Tyson isn't playing games anymore. This boxing legend has had enough of Jake's crap, and he doesn't want to put up with it anymore. Come on, Jake's roaming around, begging him to put ink on the contract 1 second and then pulling out of the fight the next. He can't just walk in and do whatever he wants, and Mike's going to make him pay for it. He's given Jake Paul an ultimatum: fight him on the rescheduled date or face a massive $300 million lawsuit in the ring. That's right, Tyson is putting his money where his mouth is. He's not just talking trash, he's backing it up with cold, hard cash. This has put Jake Paul in a corner. He can either face the music and step into the ring with Iron Mike, or he can lose a fortune and become the biggest joke in boxing history. The world is watching, Jake. There's no hiding now. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see how this one plays out. So there you go, Fight World. That's all I have for you today. What are your thoughts on Mike Tyson savagely attacking Jake Paul after the YouTuber turned boxer declared himself the best fighter? Make sure to fill the comment section with your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more boxing news. See you in the next video.